Come again. You know, whatever you've done, this isn't a caravan of despair. You know, sinner, if you've broken your vow 1,000 times, just come back. The door's open, and anybody that closes it is a shaitan. You know, and there's people closing that door on people that need to hear that message. You know, because this world can defile you. But no matter how defiled you are, Allah's door is open. No matter what's happened to you, Allah's door is open.
Which is a Sahih Hadith from Bukhari and Muslim, is transmitted by Anas radiallahu anhu. So if you can take one thing away, I would say take this hadith. And that is, it's a Sahih muttafaqun alayh hadith. And the hadith is that the Prophet said, Bashiru wa la tunaffiru. He said, give people glad tidings, welcome them. Welcome people to this message of ours, to this deen. Do not scare them away. Do not scare people away. Bashiru wa la tunaffiru. Do not scare them away. Yassiru wa la tu'assiru. Make things easy for people. The Prophet of Allah said this. Make things easy for people. Wa la tu'assiru. Do not make the deen difficult for them. This hadith that I learned, I must have been 17. I memorized that hadith. That became the backdrop and the kind of pillar upon which my understanding of Islam has been.
Religion is supposed to unite human beings. It's not supposed to divide us. And if it's divisive, it's not religion from God. It's something else. And I think people should really think deeply about that. Imam Ali radiallahu anhu said an amazing thing. He said, Al-jama'atu ma'al-kudura khayrun min al-furqa ma'al-safwa. That the group with its impurities is better than sectarianism with its purity. That really think deeply about that. You know, that religion is here to unite us. It's not here to divide us. And if it's dividing us, it's not God's religion. It's something else. And so it's a great blessing to be in a place just where you feel comfortable. And you don't have to worry about somebody telling you you're not doing this right. You know, and if somebody did correct you, it would be out of love and not out of this arrogant, pious, self-righteous attitude of superiority. And so this type of religion, we have to fight it, really, because it's killing the soul of the Muslims. And it's all over the place now. And we've got these intellectual viruses that are making our community sick. And we really need to, you know, wash our hands, you know, in order not to get, right? You wash your hands. We have to clean our, you know, really purify ourselves, just to make sure we're not infected by these attitudes and this arrogance and these things that are so antithetical to the Muslim spirit. مَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْقُرْآنَ لِتَشْقَى. We didn't reveal this Quran for you to be miserable. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that to His Prophet. We did not reveal this Quran for you to be miserable. The mukhalafa, the understanding, the reverse understanding is أَنزَلْنَاهُ لِتَسْعَدْ. We revealed this book to make you happy. So if Islam is not making you happy, something's wrong with your Islam. And if you're making other people unhappy, you know, woe unto you for driving people out of Islam. You know, and there are people that are driving people away from Islam. And this is, we're in the end game, people. I mean, if you don't see that, I don't know what planet you're living on. So this is a time for people to have a lot of rahab, just expansiveness in their hearts for people. Baza, I wish I could quote it in Persian, but we're in the city of Maulana Jalaluddin, and he has a beautiful qasida which is in the entrance to his maqam. Come again, come. Whatever you've done, this isn't a caravan of despair. Sinner, if you've broken your vow 1,000 times, just come back. The door's open, and anybody that closes it is a shaitan. And there's people closing that door on people that need to hear that message. Because this world can defile you. But no matter how defiled you are, Allah's door is open. No matter what's happened to you, Allah's door is open. This door is open, and we need to open it up and let people come in with all their faults and all their flaws and all their dysfunctionalities and all their problems. Just open the door and let people come in. Hudayf al-Yamani, he said, the end of time won't come until the Muslims are like a big rock in a river. They don't drink from it, and they don't let other people drink from it. And he said, and the one seeing it is not like the one telling it. So don't be like that rock that doesn't let the river flow and let people drink from it. They're dying of thirst out there. They're dying of spiritual thirst.
Be the servants of Allah as brothers. Just be who you are. When the Prophet came, look, here's something interesting. The Prophet came to Medina. There was hostility. There was much hostility because he's a new person, he's coming in, he's got a lot of attention. People are kind of like, there's a lot of hidden hostility as well. People are kind of harboring hate against the Prophet, harboring resentment. One of the first things the Prophet does is makes an agreement with the Jews and other neighboring non-Muslim tribes and says, Nahnu ummatun wahida. Let's get one thing clear, we are one nation, all of us. One thing, the first thing the Prophet gets, and then somebody comes to him. They ask him in the hadith, what should we do? What do you want me to do? We're new here, Islam. Think about it. What would people say today? I'll tell you what they say. Set up a stall and give da'wah and preach and let everybody know that there's one God. What did the Prophet say? Look at what the Prophet said. He said, Afshu salam. He said, whoever you see, spread peace. Say a nice word to them. Then, he didn't stop there. You see, that's the kind of character. But people need more than character. They need you to live that character, personify. So he said, وَأَطْعِمُ الطَّعَامِ. Feed people. مَنْ عَرَفْتَ وَمَنْ لَمْ تَعْرِفْ. Those you know and those you don't know. Yeah, hey, listen, let me give you some food. Like, live. This was the message and the commandment of the Prophet when they were there. People, their hearts. See, what did the Prophet say? He said, give gifts. You will captivate the hearts of people. Like, people will kind of come to you. Like, this is how you would... A person, that person who came and he urinated in the mosque, famous story. In the Prophet's mosque, the Prophet stops everybody. He himself goes and washes. And then he calls the people. And look what the Prophet says. He says that, tell them what you have to say. And the person was so shocked. He said, look, because he said to the Prophet, I don't know. And the Prophet said, look, this is a mosque, it's a place of worship. That's all. We give it that sanctity. And the person said, look, I don't know. He then said, this character, he said, I bear testimony that you are the messenger of Allah. Check this. The Prophet said, he took him out to the people, and he said to the people, he said, my similitude and your similitude, like the likes of me and the likes of you, is like that of a man who had a horse that went astray. Like it ran off wild. Or you could say he used wild beast. It could have been a camel as well. That kind of runs off wild. And he said, and the more people ran after it, the more it gave chase and ran away. So the more they tried to chase it, the faster it ran. And he said, and that's like your similitude, and my similitude is like the owner who came and said, leave it alone. It is my horse, I know it best. He picked up some grass and he said, and the horse came calmly to it. And so this being a decent human being should be agenda number one. Uncompromised. Uncompromised.